Hello everyone, and welcome to the Fall 2021 Public Speaking Contest Results Show. I'm Burton French, and I teach public speaking among other communication courses, and I'm proud to be hosting our 6th annual contest brought to you by the Arts and Communication Department. Like last year, this event is also virtual, but as you're about to see, the talent is very real. You are about to see 3 students who are indeed dedicated and determined. The last year and a half was not easy for any of us. We had to adjust very quickly to a new reality, and a lot of the things we thought we could count on fell apart. However, this year, as we close out 2021, things are getting better. We have the vaccine. UHD is holding more on-campus classes, and the world is opening back up. That's why this year's theme of rebuilding felt appropriate, because that's what we're doing right now. We are rebuilding. Our job's not done. We still have a lot of work to do, but we are in a better place today than we were yesterday, and tomorrow will be even better. While I can't wait for this to be a live event again, I'm glad we could still hold this contest virtually. It doesn't matter whether it's a live speech or a pre-recorded video. We could all stand to hear some inspirational words about how we are rebuilding. This year, students from across UHD submitted videos of their speeches. Those videos were sent to our fantastic team of judges, and after tabulating the results, I can now share the top 3 speeches with you. But before I do, I want to thank our judges for taking time out of their busy schedules. Thank you all. They aren't the only people I need to thank. I want to thank Dr. John Roundtree for his efforts in helping this contest take shape. In addition, I'm here right now thanks to the tireless efforts of the UHD Video Production Department. They are doing great work bringing this contest to you, so thank you everyone working behind the cameras. In addition, thank you to everyone who promoted the contest and helped spread the word. I also want to thank the UHD Communication Department for sponsoring this contest. Oh yes, there were cash prizes in addition to UHD Glory. The 3 winning speeches will receive Amazon gift cards. First place will receive $60, second place $40, and third place $20. See, it pays to be a great public speaker. Finally, I want to thank all the contestants for entering. Without them, there is no contest. All these contestants should be congratulated on their speeches because they put themselves out there and took this bold step to tell their stories and speak their minds. That's what this contest is about, to provide a platform for these amazing UHD students. I'm always impressed every year by the caliber of speeches, and this year is no different. At this point, you're tired of hearing me speak, and I don't blame you. You're here to see these speeches and find out who won. Let's begin with the 3rd place winner, Madeline Chambers.
I remember as a little girl, we stayed in a particular urban neighborhood that had a clinic. It was very old, very dusty looking on the outside, but everybody would go to this particular clinic to get shots and medication and see the doctor. All of my siblings went there because it was free, and we had, good memories, happy stickers, bad memories, here come the shots. But nevertheless, it served us well. And at the end of every appointment, my mama was happy that all her girls was in good hands. As time went on, we found that the clinic, had mold, and it started, to be actually kind of a hindrance to the little kids because of the conditions of the building. So probably whenever I was a teenager, I rode by this particular neighborhood again because we moved. And I noticed that clinic is now no longer there. And I was wondering, why would they, even though it had mold and, it was pretty terrible, why would they tear it down? It served the community. Although it had bad things about it, it did serve in a good way. And it was completely gone. I just remember the area of it being right there. And just recently, I found out that they started building on that particular lot. And I was hoping, I was like, I hope that lot, they recreate a clinic for the community and that it served the community. And it turns out it was a Walgreens with a minute clinic in there. It had now a pharmacist and a doctor or a nurse that's able to see, the children and adults. People can get their medications and buy groceries now. So it was more than what I expected. And I was thrilled to see that something like this it was rebuilt in my neighborhood. I say all of that story because rebuilding sometimes is hard and you don't know what the final outcome would be. You just hope for the best. The building being torn down was needed. Many of times I have been torn down by life. Good and bad things have happened to me. And I would wonder, why do I have to go through this? Why am I so broken? And as time went on, I could see myself rebuilding. Okay, I made this mistake. Well, I'm not doing that again. I learned from the things of my past and I planned and rebuilt on those experiences, good and bad. And now I'm 20 something, and my rebuilding seemed like it's finished for this moment of time. And I am so thankful that I went through those things that I've gone through. I am so much wiser, so much stronger, and I am able still to fight on. A lot of people feel like rebuilding may cost too much, or I can't see the final outcome. How can I rebuild? I gotta keep that old man. I gotta keep that old me there because life and how I grew up, that's just me. Well, no, it's okay to change. It's okay to rebuild. It's okay to fail. It's okay to feel weak at times. But a person must know that they have to get up and they must rebuild and they must keep going.
Thank you, Madeline. That was a great speech. Moving on to our second place speech, we have Felicia Williams.
Hello, my name is Felicia Williams, and today I will be talking to you about rebuilding. The word rebuild means to restore something to its natural state. And on today, I hope to give you insight on how to rebuild and hope for something big. In 2017, Hurricane Harvey came through the city of Houston and rocked us off our socks. Many of us was left without lights, water, food. Some of us lost our homes, and most of us lost our possessions. Because this happened, this hurricane caused the entire city of Houston to join together and rebuild. Many of us had to have our homes rebuilt or remodeled, reconstructed. Many of us had to rebuild our possessions that we have worked so hard for. But nevertheless, everyone pulled together and we are now Houston strong. Well, let me bring it a little closer to home. COVID-19. COVID-19 has affected the entire United States of America and other countries outside of the United States of America. Teachers had to reinvent the way that they taught our students. They had to reinvent themselves, rebuild a new way of learning for students who have never learned online before. COVID-19 has left us, many of us, with dealing with the loss of a loved one. And how do we rebuild our lives without our loved one? Well, We have started to rebuild one day at a time. So if you're not quite there yet, no worries. We build houses one brick at a time. So, what about relationships? Are any of you finding yourselves rebuilding relationships or friendships? It could be a relationship with your parents. Maybe you guys aren't speaking for some reason. Or it could be a relationship with your brother or your sister because you guys had a squabble when you were 15 years old. Maybe it's your children that you are rebuilding a relationship with. And all of this is fine. But just remember, in the rebuilding phase of relationships of someone that you love, love is built on a pillar of patience and a pillar of kindness. So during this rebuilding phase, it is important for you to remain patient and kind to one another, and your relationship will find itself back restored. Well, last but not least, what about yourself? Have you said to yourself, man, maybe I'm just too old, or it's too late for me? Have you ever said nothing good ever happens to me? Well, guess what? Today is the day that you can reinvent yourself. You can rebuild yourself. Today is the day to restore yourself back to its natural state. Its natural state of love, its natural state of peace, its natural state of wholeness. Its natural state of wholeness. When you rebuild a building, the structure sometimes remain, but the building is just rebuilt better and stronger. So today, don't be afraid of rebuilding. There's always a better and a stronger turnout once you have rebuilt that structure. I would like to thank you for your time today listening to me about rebuilding. I would like to leave you with these words of don't put off today. You can start a new way. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Excellent work, Felicia. Thank you for sharing. And finally, we have the 6th annual UHD Public Speaking Contest champion. This year, that title is awarded to Letitia Letty Partita.
Welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my story here today. The name is Letty. I'll keep it simple. The story that I will be sharing with you today is about rebuild. When we hear the word rebuild, we often think about times that communities have been struck with natural disasters, that they have experienced catastrophic events in their life, and out of nowhere, they're having to rebuild. The beauty about rebuilding is that oftentimes we also hear communities and people joining together in order to restore those affected to a sense of normalcy or as close as possible to it. Similar to that is what I experienced within myself, a natural disaster inside of me. At the age of 15, I was married. I was also pregnant. I was married to a man 4 years older than me. When I was 15, and during that time, I did not know that I was being verbally and mentally abused. What does that look like? It looks like this. What are you wearing? I can't believe you did that. Oh, you're so dumb. I can't wait till you get out of my face. The list goes on and on. I don't care to recall it all at this time, but it was very similar to what I just mentioned right now. Every day of my life that I was married to this man, similar statements were said to me. Different tones, different anger, different day. Nonetheless, every day I was having to listen to all of this. 18 years later, I finally realized that I was in an abusive relationship, but it was difficult to get out, and it was expected for me to stay. I had 2 children with him during all of these 18 years. And although my beautiful children are such a blessing, I do regret letting it go on for that long. I am now paying the price for being in that abusive relationship. I have very low self-esteem that I'm beginning to rebuild and restore thanks to the support of friends, family, community, and resources. Very similar to what happens after a natural disaster, right? People gather, join forces in order to restore a person or a place to a sense of normalcy. I need to be normal again. People have helped me. People have lent a helping hand in order to be able to bring me back to a place of peace in my life. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I am now in the process of rebuilding and becoming a better version of myself.
Congratulations, Letitia. You should be proud of the work you did for that speech. Now and forever, you have bragging rights as the winner of the 6th annual UHD Public Speaking Contest. It's a very exclusive club with only 5 other people. But next year, we will add to their ranks. Will you be the 7th winner of the contest? I hope every student watching this comes back next year to share their stories and make their voices heard. I hope everyone who has competed this year comes back as well. As you can see, the Gator spirit is alive and well in these amazing speakers. And I want to thank them for taking the time to make this contest a success. Again, a big thank you to everyone who lent a hand in making this contest work. And thank you for watching this video. I don't know what next year's contest will look like, but I do know that we will have yet another strong slate of UHD students who decide to make their voices heard. Thank you, and I'll see you next year.